All right, everybody. This is fun. Has this been a great day? This day is honestly has been everything I expected and more. I have been around the brand innovators now for, I don't know, 9, 10 months, and really every interaction has been like this. You're putting yourself in a room with great thinkers from lots of different companies. You find that there are so many synergies, so many things that we're all working on. And you get ideas, and it's just been so fun to bring that here to Hertz, because I think it gives us a chance to see, one, what are things that we are doing here that we're hearing other people are doing too, right? And then two, what are the things that we're not doing that we want to add to our arsenal? I think that's what really this whole day is about. I also think that what's been cool is this day is also going to be a day, or at least my keynote is going to be a day of callbacks, because there were so many things that I heard in every single session that I think I can make a callback to. I'm going to start from the last one. Ryan just brought up 10-10, and since Ryan also said I love my family, which it's should be table stakes, right? But my anniversary is 10-10, and we have clocks around our house all set to 10 what did you say, 2:10. All of our clocks are set to 10:10. So anyway, thought that was kind of a cool one. All right, I want to do a huge thanks to the Brand Innovators crew. Brandon texted me this morning. He was apologetic that he couldn't make his flight because he had a family thing, which I totally understood. But since I met Brandon, he called me right after I got this job and said, "Hey, Wayne, we would really love for you to come on board and be a part of our advisory council." And I've gotten to interact with so many people from this group, and I'm so excited now to have more people from our team. Steph was acknowledged as a 40 under 40 this year. Cheers for Steph. And I can tell you all that throughout this coming year, we're going to find more and more ways to kind of bring you into the Brand Innovators community. Also want to thank the people from Hertz that helped pull this together. So whether it's our friend Justine over here, or Beth Davis, who had to step out, or really all of the teams that helped pull this together, I want to thank them. And then finally, I want to thank our marketing team, because our marketing team, when I got here, I said I wanted to build brands and brand builders, and I think that every day, that's what you do to try to build this thing. So first, a little background on who I am. For those of you who haven't met me, I love this page because it's sort of it gives you a good flavor for who I am. And Ryan kind of spoiled it, right? I put my family up top, and in that third picture there, that is my wife and I at WrestleMania. So yes, I am a kid who grew up watching the Hulk Hogan era of WWF, and I just kind of never let it go. And it was really fun. When I was dating my wife, we said, she was kind of in that same boat, and we said we would always watch WrestleMania every year. And then one year we said, you know what, let's make it a bucket list thing and go one time. So we did, so that's a lot of fun. I went to Morehouse College in Atlanta, started my career in pharmaceutical sales, and then I got my MBA, and eventually ended up at Procter & Gamble. And that's really where I'd say my career major, my college major is in mathematics, but I tell people my career major is in marketing. It's because of that time at P&G, where I got to work on really fun home care brands like Swiffer and Mr. Clean, but launching Cascade Complete Action Packs was probably the most fun part of that job. I then went to GE Appliances, and it's really fun listening to Santi talk about being a part of an incubator. So I started at GE in 2010, and about 4 years into that, we also launched an incubator called First Build, and First Build was we were sort of the startup within GE, and we actually housed ourselves outside of GE's walls, and we were on the campus, a college campus, and We could design, build, and sell anything from that facility. We actually set up a Shopify account. Like everything you were saying, I was like, yeah, that sounds very familiar. Our claim to fame is that image right here on the far right, the Opal Nugget ice maker. How many people, anyone in here have one on their bar? Anyone? Probably someone has to. Anyway, the Opal Nugget ice maker, one of the most popular countertop appliances on Amazon right now. It makes the good ice. We launched it in 2014 on Indiegogo. And so, talk about doing different things. Here's a company as big as GE launching a product like a startup would. And so we launched it on Indiegogo. It became the 9th highest funded product on Indiegogo history. It's probably been surpassed by now, but it was extremely fun. And now it's one of the hottest sellers on Amazon. So really fun project, really fun to be a part of those kind of incubators. We used to say, I'm sure General Mills is similar, we're like, GE operates like the Navy, and while we're here at First Build, we get to be pirates. And that was the attitude that we kind of went to work. Like, how can we let's do it the opposite way of how GE would do it, and that was a lot of fun. Then I, got to lead several brands, Haier, Hotpoint, and Cafe. And so I came here to Hertz in January of last year, and my vision is to build brands and brand builders that are driven to stand out in the sea of sameness. I want us to make work that's memorable, breakthrough, and growth-focused, and build marketers that are customer-centric, inquisitive, and competitive. I know that that's what we have here, and we want to keep doing that, and we want to make Hertz a destination. We want it to be a place that people want to come to. So this photo right here, we're here talking about brand love, and I wanted to just tell you all a story when it really has nothing to do with brand love, but it was a fun moment in my life when I was a young, up-and-coming P&Ger. I was at a big conference, and a marketer who was more senior than me was on a panel or giving a keynote address, and it was the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. And since this is the day after Valentine's Day, I thought I would let you know. So the guy's name is Vince Hudson. He's now the head of business marketing at Meta, but he was at the time the marketing director of CoverGirl, and he gave a speech on how you can use what you learn in business school with your love life. And he compared the product life cycle to a relationship. And it's like, and if you think about it, it's kind of true. You have your introduction, your growth period, your maturity, and then hopefully, I guess when you're single, you just kind of all decline. Hopefully once you get married, it all stays up there. But I just thought that was just so fun, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. The biggest success so far in my career was the launch of Cafe. And so, at GE Appliances, Cafe was really went by a mission of breaking out of the sea of stainless. And so, with Cafe in 2018, we had a small sub-brand within GE called GE Cafe. It was like a $200 million brand. It did okay. But our biggest competitor, Whirlpool, had a behemoth with KitchenAid. KitchenAid, I hate those guys. No, I don't. They're a wonderful company, wonderful brand, but they had that daggone stand mixer that's on everybody's wedding registry. Alex, is it on yours? Yeah. Put an Opal on there. So anyway, we really wanted to figure out what is the way that we can break out of the sea of stainless, and we really landed on the insight that when people are building houses or designing homes, their really only options seemed to be stainless steel when it came to premium finishes. And we found that most people still thought while stainless was premium, it still felt kind of cold. And so we developed matte black and matte white and the ability to customize the hardware and really landed on a product that we thought would work. But what was more importantly was we landed on an insight. So there's another callback. We did a full global qual and quant and came up with brand new segments, and we named them. And so we landed on a segment called the Style Steward, and she had a name. Her name was Amanda. So now we have Kaylee, and we have Katie, and now we have our Jennifer, right? And now we have Amanda. So Amanda is the person in the neighborhood that everybody likes to go to her house. She always seems to have it together. She knows how to high-low shop, so she might have, a dress from Nordstrom, but she's got that like shawl that she found at TJ Maxx or something. She might have found like a really cool dip at Costco, but she's got it in this beautiful bowl so nobody knows. That was Amanda. And so we wanted to design a brand for Amanda. We also latched into the idea that when people think of kitchens, we wanted our kitchens to be bold, like runway bold, because that's how you stand out on Instagram. And so we wanted our brand to be just as bold as you would see on a New York City runway. And so with Cafe, we designed, we really thought about these, what would they wear in a runway, New York City runway model, a fashion show, and then how can we make kitchens that kind of match that? And that was very successful. They started calling us a KitchenAid killer. We partnered with Kohler at Kitchen and Bath Show last year, and that was a great partnership. And I think now we're actually working on designing hardware that goes together. But then we wanted to make it more personal. So these models, they're great, but you don't know who they are. So then we took it to another level and we said, how can we be a little more personal with who we're talking to? And so the first thing we did was we had an influencer panel called the Cafe Collective, where we found 8 influencers, female influencers across lifestyle, fashion, just all kind of different interior design, et cetera. But then we also found some macro influencers. The one on the right there is Iris Apfel. Iris is now 102 years old. We picked her up in her 100 year. And she's so fun to follow on Instagram. She's always doing really cool things. So we have a kitchen inspired by Iris. And then we have Akuya Shapaka, who she and her mother she was a Forbes 30 under 30. They have a fashion label called House of Amma. They were just recently launched in Target. So we sort of had Iris on one end and then an up-and-comer with like Akuya on the other end. But now I'm here at Hertz. Let's go. And you want to talk about brand love. When you can get Tom Brady to jump on a couch, then that is brand love. And so huge shout out to Justine and Steph for coming up with this campaign. We worked with Shadow Lion to develop this. Got a lot of buzz. When you find out that an image from your spot has showed up in the Apple GIF engine, then you know you've done something. And actually, Steph, I think you're wearing Yvonne's jacket today. But this was a lot of fun, and it was really driven by a lot of insights. Last year when we launched this, look, Tom hadn't been, he had an interesting year. He retired, he unretired, he retired again, the whole thing, something with a marriage. And he hadn't done a ton of interviews, so we thought it would be fun to put him in a setting where he was answering questions, and all the questions had to do with us. And so we had a lot of fun with it. It did really well. We did testing, and it was our highest testing ads. And we didn't want to rest on our laurels, so we tested again. So our new campaign that we just shot last week, we're going to beat this one. So I can't wait for you all to see it. And now we have a new brand to give love. So, when you think about the history of Hertz, we have 3 brands. They're standing right behind me, but we've really given most of our love to the Hertz brand. And we've said that now it's time for us to really lean into our value brands and give them some love too. And so we are so excited that on Sunday, T-Mobile announced their new Magenta Status program with a fun Super Bowl spot, and dollar was included. Any T-Mobile customer can now get a free tank of gas when they rent through dollar. And it was announced on the Super Bowl. It launched on Tuesday, and we're already seeing amazing results. So excited about that, and can't wait to see where that goes after this. I'll close, because then we're going to do a Q&A. I'll close with this. I shared this with many on my team, but when I think about how do you build a career and what are the things I think about every day, or when I talk to people, I always say the first thing you have to do is nail your job. Whatever job you're given, nail that first. That's just the table stakes. You have to do that. Second thing, I always tell people to pick a major. So, I'd been 10 years into my career when I landed at P&G, and I just fell in love with brand marketing. I said, you know what? This is where I want to dive in deep. You don't have to do it right away. It doesn't have to be the thing you majored in college, but at some point say, I want to really go deep on here. The third one's manage your personal brand. We don't talk about it a lot because we're always managing big brands, but think about your own personal brand. What do you want to be known for? The fourth one is seek out crucible roles. For me, it was first build. It was, I'm sure for you, like go do the weird, funky job that it's sort of a weird thing. It's nebulous. I don't know. I had the most fun and learned the most at that job because no one knew what to do. We were all a bunch of corporate guys saying, all right, now we got to do the startup thing. It was a lot of fun. And then finally, cultivate mentors, mentees, and find a sponsor. It's so important. I have so many in my life that have helped me, and it really leads me to my kind of personal mantra of lift while you climb. I tell people all the time, if you're not doing something to knock away a barrier for somebody or lift somebody else up, whether it's through the career or through something personal, then, I don't know why you're there. Like, I want to see people on my team that are also trying to pull people up as we go, and that's what it's all about. So thank you so much. I'm excited that you all are here having a great day, and I'm excited now to answer some questions.